Have you ever stared at a blank screen, knowing you need to start that big project, but your mind whispers, "Not yet, it's got to be perfect"? Or maybe you've waited for a surge of motivation to hit the gym, only to scroll through your phone instead? What if the key to unlocking your dreams isn't more thinking, but less? Welcome back to Book Divers, your go-to channel for transformative book dives that turn ideas into real-life wins. Today, we're plunging into Peter Hollins' game-changing book, Think Less, Do More, Create an Action Bias, Stop Overthinking, and Learn How to Actually Change Your Life. Hollins, a master of practical psychology, cuts through the noise of procrastination and perfectionism to show how building an action bias can rewrite your story. If you're a busy professional in New York chasing promotions, a student in California battling deadlines, or anyone in Texas feeling stuck in routine, this summary is crafted just for you. We'll explore each concept through vivid, relatable stories of everyday Americans overcoming their hurdles, think heartfelt triumphs, tough lessons, and those aha moments that stick. By the end, you'll have tools to start moving today. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell. Let's dive in and turn overthinking into overachieving. Chapter 1, Conquering Inertia, Lower the Bar to Leap Forward. Imagine Emily, a budding entrepreneur in bustling Chicago, who's dreamed of launching her online bakery for years. She envisions gourmet cupcakes flying off virtual shelves, but every time she sits down to plan, her inner critic booms, "This business plan has to be flawless, or it'll flop." Weeks turn into months, and her laptop gathers dust. Hollins identifies this as inertia, the invisible force that paralyzes us when tasks loom large and we demand immediate excellence. It's not laziness, it's our brain's wired aversion to uncertainty and potential failure, keeping us in a cycle of endless contemplation without commencement. The antidote? Deliberately lower your standards to make starting effortless. Emily decides to try Hollins' advice. Instead of crafting a full business blueprint, she jots down one simple idea, a basic cupcake recipe tweak. No spreadsheets, no market research yet, just a quick note on her phone. That tiny act feels doable, and suddenly, she's adding flavor ideas, sketching a logo. Hollins draws from cognitive psychology here, explaining how our minds resist massive goals because they trigger overwhelm. By shrinking the entry point, you bypass that resistance. Think of it like dipping a toe in the pool before diving in. Once wet, the full swim seems less daunting. Emily's small start snowballs. Her recipe note leads to baking a test batch, sharing photos on social media, and getting her first feedback. Hollins emphasizes that perfectionism is progress's silent killer. The first version of anything is rarely stellar, but it's the foundation for refinement. Recall how inventors like Thomas Edison embraced thousands of failed attempts. Each was a step, not a stop. For Emily, accepting average at the outset means her bakery site goes live imperfectly, but it's live. This mindset shift applies to fitness too. If running a marathon intimidates, start with a 5-minute walk around your Miami neighborhood. The key is making the initial hurdle so low it's laughable. But what if lowering standards feels like settling? Hollins counters, it's not about mediocrity, it's strategic ignition. Emily refines her site over time, turning rough edges into polished gems. Our brains crave completion, but big finishes scare us, small starts fool us into motion. In professional life, like writing a report in Boston, don't aim for Pulitzer, scribble the intro. Edits come naturally once rolling. Hollins shares that inertia thrives on high stakes, reduce them, and action flows. Emily now runs a thriving business, proving that unstable first steps lead to steady strides. Hollins wraps this with a child analogy. A toddler doesn't run marathons on day one, they wobble, fall, rise, and learn through imperfection. If kids waited for mastery, humanity would crawl forever. Emily adopts this. Her bad first batch teaches flavor balances better than any book. So next time inertia grips, ask yourself, what's the crappiest version I can start with? That question alone defeats delay. For parents in Florida juggling kids and careers, apply it to family goals. Don't plan a perfect vacation, book one flight. Momentum handles the rest. Deepening the psychology, Hollins notes inertia links to dopamine dips, our reward system balks at uncertain efforts. By starting micro, you trigger quick wins, flooding the brain with feel-good chemicals. Emily's journey illustrates, Her initial note sparks joy, fueling more. This builds resilience against future stalls. In education, students in Austin-facing essays outline one paragraph. The rest unfolds. Hollins urges self-compassion. Burdening with perfection is self-sabotage. Emily's success? Not talent, but starting ugly. Ultimately, this chapter's essence, inertia, ends when you permission slip average beginnings. Emily's bakery now ships nationwide, all from that one note. Your turn, whether launching a podcast in Seattle or learning guitar in Denver, lower the bar today. Hollins promises, the journey eases once airborne. Chapter 2, Motivation Myth Busted, Action Ignites the Fire. Ever felt like you need a lightning bolt of inspiration before tackling that workout or work task? What if waiting for motivation is the real roadblock? Hollins demolishes this myth, revealing that true drive emerges from doing, not daydreaming. Meet Alex, a software developer in sunny San Francisco, who's collected gym memberships like trophies but rarely uses them. He binges motivational podcasts, waiting for that perfect energy day. Days become weeks, nothing changes. Hollins explains, motivation is fleeting, like a caffeine buzz, external sparks fade, leaving you reliant on whims. Flip the script, action breeds motivation. Alex experiments with Hollins' 2-minute rule, commit to just tying his sneakers and walking to the gym door. No full session required. Once there, curiosity pulls him inside for a quick set. Endorphins surge, he stays longer. Hollins draws from behavioral science, the Zeigarnik effect, where unfinished tasks nag us, but starting flips boredom to engagement. Your brain shifts to completion mode, making the work intriguing. Alex's short walk evolves into consistent routines, proving motivation isn't prerequisite, it's product. This principle shines in creative pursuits. For writers in Los Angeles staring at blank pages, don't wait for a muse, write one sentence. Flow follows. Hollins notes temporary motivators, videos, quotes, crash fast, action-based habits endure. Alex's story echoes, his podcasts inspired briefly, but starting sustained. Psychologically, action reduces self-doubt, tasks seem less daunting in motion. Alex reshapes his identity from procrastinator to doer, creating a virtuous cycle, small action win confidence, bigger action. Apply to learning. A student in Philadelphia eyeing Spanish lessons but lacking mood? Open the app for one vocab word. Immersion builds desire. Hollins highlights how doubts amplify in thought but dissolve in deed. Alex feels empowered, extending to career. Cold emailing for promotion starts with one message. The key, don't rely on feelings, force the first step. In relationships, like dating in Atlanta, send that text instead of overanalyzing. Motivation arrives post-send. Hollins warns against motivation dependency, it's unreliable, like weather. Build action habits instead. Alex now runs marathons, motivated by his own progress. For busy parents in Houston, apply to chores, start one load of laundry, the house cleans itself. This chapter's depth, action tunes your mind directionally, turning hard to handleable. Hollins cycle, act result inspiration repeat. Alex's transformation? From couch to competitor, all from 2 minutes. Deeply, Hollins ties to neuroplasticity, repeated actions rewire brains for ease. Alex's initial resistance fades, gym becomes habit. In business, entrepreneurs in Dallas, pitch one investor. Feedback fuels more. Hollins encourages 5-minute starts for anything, reading, exercising, skill building. Motivation snowballs from there. Alex's takeaway, stop chasing highs, create them through motion. Hollins concludes, if you act unmotivated, interest ignites. Alex's life upgrades, better health, confidence. Your challenge, pick a stalled task, start tiny today. Watch motivation bloom. Chapter 3, Embracing Risk, Turn Fear into Fuel for Growth. What if the risks you're avoiding are the very ladders to your best life? Hollins reframes risk not as enemy, but ally, a catalyst for expansion beyond comfort zones. Consider Sophia, a teacher in vibrant New Orleans, passionate about writing but terrified of sharing her stories. What if they reject me? She thinks, keeping manuscripts hidden. Hollins argues, fear of failure keeps us small, But calculated risks build strength and open doors we never knew existed. Sophia takes Hollins' nudge. She submits one short story to a local contest, analyzing pros, exposure, feedback, versus cons, rejection sting. It's scary, but she hits send. The response? Not a win, but constructive notes that improve her next piece. Hollins likens it to a child on a playground slide. First climb terrifies, but sliding down exhilarates, encouraging higher swings. Risks, when thoughtful, reduce failure odds while amplifying success potential. Sophia's small leap teaches resilience. Rejection stings less each time. This extends to careers. Professionals in Washington, D.C. eyeing job switches but fearing instability? Hollins advises, network one contact. Opportunities unfold. He cites titans like Oprah, who risked vulnerability on TV, turning it into empire. Risk isn't reckless, it's informed. Sophia weighs emotional costs, realizing growth outweighs stagnation. Psychologically, repeated risks rewire fear responses. Mind views failure as data, not doom. In personal life, like relationships in Las Vegas, express feelings despite heartbreak risk. Hollins, no risk, no reward. Sophia's story progresses, she publishes online, gains followers. Comfort zones contract life, risks expand it. Hollins stresses, see threats as chances, what benefits lurk. Sophia's creativity soars, solving plot problems innovatively outside her bubble. Hollins deepens with failure's role, all successes hide missteps. Edison's 1,000 bulbs? Risks taken. Sophia embraces this, iterating stories faster. For entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley, prototype one idea. Feedback refines. Risk builds mental muscle, confidence to face anything. Hollins tip, start small risks daily, like trying new foods, to normalize boldness. Ultimately, risk aversion is the real danger, limiting potential. Sophia now authors bestsellers, all from that first submit. Hollins urges, analyze, act if worth it. Your life could pivot profoundly. Hollins raps, risk as opportunity mindset grabs more. Sophia's journey, from hidden talent to celebrated voice. Apply today, take one calculated chance. Chapter 4, The Power of the Don't Do List, Eliminate to Elevate. Why do our to-do lists grow while accomplishments shrink? Hollins reveals the flip side, a don't-do list to axe energy drains and reclaim focus. Picture Jordan, a marketing manager in fast-paced Atlanta, whose days dissolve in emails, meetings, and social scrolls. His big projects linger unfinished. Hollins explains, we add tasks endlessly but rarely subtract sabotage. Jordan crafts his don't-do list, no email checks before 10 a.m., no yes to non-essential invites, no multitasking during deep work. These boundaries guard prime hours. Hollins draws from time management science, distractions fragment attention, costing recovery time. By banning them, Jordan's focus sharpens, campaigns launch smoother. The listed apps, Jordan adds no late-night news for better sleep. Hollins notes, elimination empowers more than addition. Jordan's output doubles, stress halves. In family life, parents in Orlando, no phone at dinner. Connections deepen. Hollins deepens, don't DOS foster discipline, turning busy to productive. Jordan feels empowered, saying no without guilt. For students in Boston, no social media during study blocks. Grades climb. This tool's magic, it protects mental real estate. Jordan's story, from scattered to strategic leader. Hollins, decide what not to do daily. Hollins concludes, leaks sink ships, plug them. Jordan thrives, you can too. Start your list tonight. Hollins emphasizes evolution, review weekly. Jordan's refined list leads to promotions. Apply broadly, cut toxic habits for growth. Chapter 5, The Burner List, prioritize ruthlessly or watch your dreams simmer away. Have you ever felt like your day is a chaotic kitchen with 10 pots boiling over at once, emails, meetings, side ideas, family stuff, and nothing gets fully cooked? That's exactly where Taylor found herself as a 34-year-old startup founder in Austin, Texas. Her calendar overflowed with investor calls, product tweaks, blog posts, networking events, and even a half-started podcast. She was busy every minute, yet her core app launch kept slipping. Hollins introduces the burner list as the chef's secret to sanity: front burners for the hottest, must-attend now priorities that need constant stirring, and back burners for tasks that can gently simmer until their time comes. Taylor drew her first burner list on a Sunday evening with coffee in hand. Front burner: finalize the beta app release, her make-or-break milestone, daily customer feedback sessions, and weekly team syncs. These got her undivided primetime focus. Back burner: explore new ad channels, read industry reports, update the company blog, brainstorm podcast episodes. When a shiny new idea popped up, like redesigning the logo, she asked the magic question: front or back? If it wasn't mission critical right now, back it went, no guilt, no debate. Hollins explains this draws from real kitchen wisdom. Chefs don't crank every burner to high, they focus heat where it matters most to avoid burnout and undercooked results. The transformation was immediate and profound. Taylor protected deep work blocks for front burner items, 2 hours each morning with notifications off, phone in another room. Distractions tried to creep in, but the list acted as a visible boundary. A random networking invite? Back burner: a bug report blocking users? Front burner: handle now. Weekly reviews became her ritual. Every Sunday, she'd reassess: did a back burner task suddenly need heat? Move it up. Priorities shift in life, and Hollins stresses flexibility prevents rigid guilt. Taylor's app hit beta on time, user sign-ups surged, and she finally felt progress instead of perpetual motion. This system kills the myth of multitasking, which Hollins calls a productivity killer backed by decades of research. Our brains switch task at huge cost to efficiency. Taylor used to bounce between everything, ending days exhausted with little accomplished. Now, her mind knew exactly where the fire burned hottest. In her entrepreneurial world, this meant faster launches, happier team, less stress. For parents juggling work and kids, imagine front burner as family dinner prep or kids' bedtime routine. Give it full attention, let emails simmer. Hollins: not every task deserves equal flame, equal attention to all means nothing gets fully done. Taylor's deeper lesson: the burner list forces ruthless honesty about what truly moves the needle. She added personal burners: front for daily runs, health foundation, back for casual reading. No more "I'll get to it someday" guilt, things either get heat or wait patiently. Over months, her startup raised funding, she hired key talent, and she even launched that podcast, Move to Front when ready. Hollins ties this to long-term sustainability. Prioritization isn't about doing more, it's about doing what counts without frying your nervous system. Try it this week. Grab paper, list your top 3 to 5 front burners, needle movers for career, health, relationships. Everything else goes back. Review Sunday nights. Taylor swears it turned chaos into controlled momentum. Your dreams deserve the hottest flame, don't let them boil over in distraction. Chapter 6, Superstructured Decisions. Stop the mental drain and reclaim your brainpower. Ever notice how tiny choices, what to wear, eat for lunch, reply now or later, leave you mentally exhausted by afternoon, with zero energy for big decisions? Marcus, a project manager in Dallas, Texas, lived this nightmare. His days were death by 1,000 micro-choices, outfit debates, playlist picks, email timing. By evening, his brain felt fried, and strategic calls, like team restructuring, got delayed or half-baked. Hollins calls this decision fatigue, a real cognitive tax where willpower depletes like a battery. His solution: build a superstructured decision model to automate the trivial and streamline the significant. Marcus started with Pillar 1, automate the small stuff. He set a weekly outfit rotation: Mondays navy, Tuesdays grays, prepped meals Sunday nights, chicken salads for lunch, and locked gym slots, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. No negotiation. No more morning mental gymnastics, these ran on autopilot. Pillar 2, create clear filters for bigger choices. Whenever a major decision arose, hiring, project pivot, vendor switch, Marcus ran it through 3 questions. Does this align with quarterly goals? What's the realistic worst-case downside? Will it create or drain net energy long-term? Clear answers cut fog fast, often in minutes. Pillar 3, study past decisions like game tape. Marcus kept a simple journal, Last hire succeeded because we prioritized culture fit over speed. That vendor failed due to ignored delivery red flags. Lessons compounded, mistakes shrank. Hollins notes icons like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg wore the same outfit daily to preserve mental real estate. This model does the same for everyday folks. Marcus categorized tasks, urgent versus important versus delegate/avoid. Weekends got pre-decided themes: Family Saturday, Recharge Sunday, Adventure Monday, eliminating Sunday night dread. The impact was liberating. Marcus used to agonize over vendor emails for hours, now filters and act in minutes. Confidence grew, stress plummeted, deals closed faster. In leadership, calmer meetings meant better team morale. For personal life, like dating in Atlanta or family planning in Phoenix, filters help. Does this align with values? Energy cost? Marcus stated more intentionally, build stronger connections. Hollins emphasizes, overanalysis is a thief, structure reclaims horsepower for what counts. Marcus's deeper shift, decisions became proactive, not reactive. He automated routines for consistency, filtered for alignment, learned from history for wisdom. Promotions followed, his team noticed the clarity. Hollins ties this to neuroplasticity, repeated structured choices build intuitive speed. Start small, automate one daily decision tomorrow, for example, fixed breakfast. Feel the freedom as mental bandwidth opens. Hollins concludes, structure isn't restriction, it's liberation. Marcus now leads with calm authority, enjoys evenings, and makes bold moves without drain. Your brain deserves protection, build your model today. Chapter 7, Ultradian Rhythms, Stop Fighting Your Body and Start Flowing with It. Why push through 8-hour desk marathons when your body screams for breaks? Hollins reveals ultradian rhythms, natural 90 to 120-minute cycles of high focus followed by dips. Riley, a freelance copywriter in Las Vegas, Nevada, used to ignore them, powering through slumps with caffeine and willpower. By 3 p.m., her words felt flat, creativity stalled, and she'd force mediocre output. Hollins, fighting biology backfires, syncing with it multiplies results. Riley tracked her patterns for a week. Mornings 8 to 11 a.m. were golden, sharp ideas, fast typing. Mid-afternoon dips hit 2 to 4 p.m. foggy, restless. Evenings perked slightly for lighter tasks. She redesigned her schedule, heavy client writing and strategy during peaks, emails/research/admin during lows. Breaks were sacred, 15 to 20-minute walks, stretches, quick coffee chats. Hollins explains the science. After intense focus, the nervous system signals recovery, ignore it, and cortisol rises, performance tanks. Riley's output doubled, quality soared, burnout vanished. This mirrors interval training, sprint, recover, repeat beats steady slogging. Riley protected peak hours, no meetings, no distractions. Dips became productive for routine stuff or recharging. Hollins compares it to athletes who train in cycles. Knowledge workers thrive the same way. Observe your rhythms, journal energy levels hourly for 7 days. Note when you're sharpest, when fog rolls in. Riley wrote her best copy in mornings, saved afternoons for edits/outreach. Fatigue dropped, satisfaction rose. Deeper benefits, honoring rhythms sustains long-term performance. Riley finished projects early, had energy for hobbies, even dated more. In corporate life, like offices in New York, schedule tough meetings during personal peaks. For parents in Florida, align kid routines with energy highs. Hollins, you're not a machine, expecting 24/7 output is delusional. Riley's career advanced, she negotiated higher rates with better work. Hollins' final nudge, stop battling your body. Track rhythms, align tasks, build breaks in. Riley now thrives sustainably, finishing ahead and loving her days. Unlock your hidden power, start observing today. Chapter 8, Sustaining the Action Bias, Turn One-Time Wins into Lifelong Momentum. How do you keep the fire burning after the initial spark fades? Hollins' closing chapter focuses on sustainability, make the action bias a lifestyle, not a temporary high. Recall our heroes, Emily's bakery launch from 1 note, Alex's marathon from 2 minutes, Sophia's publishing from 1 submission, Taylor's funded startup from burners, Marcus's calm leadership from structure. Riley's thriving career from rhythms. They started, but lasting change requires anchors. Build rituals, daily micro-actions, 5-minute starts, don't do checks, compound like interest. Hollins, habits rewire brains via neuroplasticity, repeated actions make action automatic. Weekly reviews, celebrate wins, adjust burners, journal lessons. Gratitude reinforces momentum. Community, share goals with a friend or accountability partner, social pressure amplifies follow-through. Relapse is normal, Hollins urges kindness in restarts. No self-shame, analyze, tweak, resume. Deeply, this builds resilience, view setbacks as data, not defeat. Emily restarted after a failed batch, Alex after skipped workouts. Over time, action becomes identity, I'm someone who moves. Hollins ties everything, lower barriers, act first, risk smartly, eliminate leaks, prioritize, decide structured, sync energy, all feed the bias. Taylor's business, Marcus's promotions, Riley's freedom, they prove compounding works. Your life upgrades when action is default. Hollins' ultimate message, think less, do more isn't a tactic, it's freedom. Anchor it daily, watch transformation stick. We've unpacked Hollins' blueprint, from crushing inertia to sustaining momentum. These tools turn overthinking into unstoppable action. Emily built an empire from a doodle, Alex ran races from reluctant steps, Sophia published bestsellers from one scary submit, Taylor funded her dream, Marcus led boldly, Riley flowed naturally. Your moment, pick one tool right now, write a don't-do rule, set a burner, track energy for tomorrow, or start a stalled task for 2 minutes. Do it before the day ends, because action creates the motivation you thought you needed first. If this fired you up and you're done waiting for perfect, smash that like button, it helps this reach more people stuck in overthink mode. Comment below, what's the one action you're taking today inspired by Hollins? I read everyone and reply to build momentum together. New to book divers or craving more raw, actionable breakdowns? Subscribe and hit the bell. Next week's dive is a productivity bomb you won't want to miss. Share this with one friend who's procrastinating their goals, they'll thank you when they finally start. Thanks for diving deep with us on Book Divers. Now go think less, do more, and build the life waiting for you. See you in the next one. Rocket emoji.